My name is Thomas, and this is the 2019 Nissan GT-R. This GT-R just got finished wowing everybody at the International Auto Show here in Calgary, and the Fish Creek Nissan dealership that owns it was kind enough to let me borrow it for this video, so go and show them some love. I've linked all their information and social media down in the description below. But enough of that, let's get into this unbelievable and insane vehicle, starting off with all of the facts. Underneath this deep pearl blue aluminum and ventilated hood is the staple of the GT-R, the combustion centerpiece that makes a GT-R a GT-R. This is a double overhead cam 3.8 liter twin turbocharged V6 engine that puts out a staggering 565 horsepower and 467 pound-foot of torque. One of the things that makes this engine so cool is that it's hand built, and after that engine is finished being assembled by that individual, they get to leave their name on it. There are only 4 guys that work at Nissan building these engines with a combined work experience of over 100 years. The one in this GT-R was built by Tsunemi Uyama. From there, the power goes stampeding through the dual clutch 6-speed transmission, which means you can set it in automatic mode or slide it over into manual mode and use the paddle shifters. We took this GT-R into the shop and lifted it up so I'd have enough footage to keep talking about the transmission. And the reason that I want to keep talking about this transmission is because it's unique and patented by Nissan. This has an independent rear-mounted transaxle. Transaxle meaning transmission and axle combined into one. So the transmission actually sits on the rear axle. And obviously it comes loaded with rev matching, hill start assist, and the mechanical limited slip rear differential. If all of that made no sense at all and it sounded like complete gibberish, don't worry, this is where I start speaking English again. All you need to know is all of that stuff is very good to have in a car as powerful as this. The last piece in the puzzle is the all-wheel drive system that Nissan has given the GT-R. This is one of the best all-wheel drive systems you can find on the market, and one of the reasons why is it has torque vectoring and can control how much power goes to each wheel. And in layman's terms, all that means is you get 100% of the grip and 100% of the traction 100% of the time. The all-wheel drive system is in charge of controlling these 20-inch super lightweight forged alloy rims. And when you add all of that together, you get a car that can do 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. And a top speed just shy of 200 miles per hour at 195. Obviously, if you're going that fast, you're going to need monstrous brakes to slow you down. In fact, these are 15-inch Brembo ventilated disc brakes. These brakes are so big that they are 1 inch in diameter greater than the brakes that you find on the heavy-duty Titan XD diesel truck. And because these brakes are actually 15.35 inches, it means that they're also bigger than an entire rim on the Nissan Micra, as the Nissan Micra has 15-inch rims. The GT-R is technically a 4-seater, but for the sake of your expectations being crushed because you can't actually fit 3 of your buddies into your GT-R to take them all to the bar, I'm just going to tell you it's a 2-seater. The GT-R suspension is the Bilstein Damptronic suspension system, but I'll get into more of that in a second. It also comes with the normal Nissan warranty, which is 3 years and 60,000 kilometers. The base price is $126,100 Canadian. That price gets you what is called the Pure package, and from there you can upgrade it to the Premium, the Track Edition, as well as the Nismo. Nismo standing for Nissan Motorsport. This one that I have in front of me is the Premium Edition, and now I'm going to break down all of the features of it for you. The GT-R is built to be a fast car. It's not built to be a flashy car. It's not trying to be a Rolls-Royce. It's just trying to be what it is, a GT-R. But still, there's a surprising amount of features in here, enough so that you may even use this as a daily driver if you wanted to. Just to list a few of the standard features, there is dual zone automatic climate control, an 8-inch touchscreen with all of the bells and whistles, including Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and even a reversing camera. But the best part of the touchscreen is the fact that it gives you all of the information about what's going on with you as well as your car as you drive it around. There's so many graphs and enough information in front of you that it should almost be classified as distracted driving to have this on as you're going around. My favorite part is that it is all customizable, and you can also display the G-force that you're going under as you drive your GT-R around. Thankfully though, the buttons on your steering wheel make it easy enough to navigate your screens as you're driving along. Not only that, but it also comes with, that's right, heated seats. And probably the best seat adjuster that I've seen on any car ever. This thing should be on every electric seat on the market. I definitely think that a minimalist had something to do with the design of the GT-R. Of course, in the back there are the classic 4 rear lights that you probably recognize from the Skyline GT-R a few years back, as well as the beautiful headlights in the front that say, "Get out of my way, I'm faster than you." Some of the extras that come with the premium edition include the titanium exhaust system that sounds amazing. There's even a switch on the inside that makes it louder and quieter, and louder and quieter, and louder and quieter, depending on where you're driving it and how much you want to hear your passenger screaming from the amount of G-force that they're going under. Believe it or not, there's also electronically folding wing mirrors and an 11-speaker dual subwoofer Bose audio system. Inside the GT-R are these 3 switches. The one on the left-hand side is in charge of the transmission, the one in the middle is in charge of the suspension, and the one on the right-hand side is in charge of the traction and grip. Right now they're all in their normal functions, and the easiest way to think of it is up turns it into what is essentially a race mode, or to my eyes, it's an absolutely retarded mode because wonderful things happen to this car to make it even quicker, and by pushing them downwards, it makes the car a lot softer and a lot gentler. The first one will change your throttle response and how fast you shift as it's in charge of your transmission. So by pushing it upwards, you are sharpening the throttle response and making it shift faster, and by pushing it down, you are softening the throttle response and making it shift a little slower. And I like to think that the save stands for save fuel. The middle one, as it is in charge of your suspension, by pushing it upwards will stiffen the suspension for a racetrack day, and the opposite will happen if you push it downwards into comfort mode. It'll soften the suspension and make it easier on you while you drive around town. And the last one's a little different. It's in charge of your traction and grip. By pushing it up into R mode, you are shutting off every single safety function that is trying to keep you glued to the ground. This means you can do 4-wheel burnouts or whatever you would like because the car isn't trying to save itself. And by pushing it downwards, the reason I say it's a little different is because this one doesn't do the opposite. It doesn't make it a safer car. This just turns off about 50% of the functions and makes everything so you can slide around a little bit, but just not too much. So a good way to think of it is off and really off. And last but certainly not least when it comes to the features is this door handle. Now you're probably thinking door handles aren't a feature. Well, with the GT-R it is. This handle has 2 stages, the push and then the pull action in order to get inside of your GT-R. But what if you're out and the battery dies? What are you supposed to do if you come back and you can't unlock this handle because the key fob no longer works? Well, Nissan has come up with a clever solution to that. Almost every vehicle of the GT-R status has a door handle, something along the lines of this, whether they're invisible, but usually there's 2 stages to them, the push and the pull, and they're not your conventional door handles. This though is your conventional key. On the back, all you have to do is switch this little knob and out comes your key. Now this is no ordinary key. This doubles as a screwdriver. If you open up the handle here, you can see that there's a small screw right there. You can use this key to unlock this. And once that pops out, you can use the actual key to enter through and unlock your door. Now let's take a look at the pros. Now that's clear, let's look at the cons. Give us a cooler key. This just isn't a $126,000 car key material. It's just not. It's the exact same as the Versa Note, and it's fantastic because you can still get in and out while keeping this in your pocket by using the button on the outside, and there's a push start button on this, but I just don't think that this goes with a $126,000 car. And finally, for my thoughts and opinion. The GT-R has more features and you feel more at home in this car than you would in your mom's SUV, and on top of that, it can do 0 to 60 just as fast as a jet plane. enough said. I do wish they would finally update the design of the Nissan GT-R. We never got the Skyline GT-R, but in 2008, finally over here in Canada as well as in the States, we got the next generation of the GT-R, and it was incredible. But now it's been almost 12 years since we've gotten an update, so Nissan, it's time to give us the next generation of the GT-R and make us feel the same way that we did in 2008. At the end of the day, GT-R, standing for Gran Turismo Racer, is one of the most iconic phrases in the car world. Most people will know what a GT-R is before they even hear GTI, 2JZ, 911, SRT, NSX, STI, and all the rest. Hell, I even knew what a GT-R was before I knew the basics of an engine. That is a wrap. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is everything that you need to know about the 2019 Nissan GT-R, including facts, features, pros, cons, and my thoughts / opinion. The more of you there are, the cooler cars I get to work on, record, and the better quality and cooler videos that I get to bring you. So if you're new here, feel free to subscribe and drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it and like what I do here on this channel. My name is Thomas, and thanks for watching. Peace. Peace.